the whole team spirit and the brotherly bonding. It's always a pleasure to see.
Yeah.
And it's a Timber rotating around.
That's when the Slardar or the Beastmaster goes into jungle, or the Slardar rotates out of lane, right? That's when Phoenix covers that.
artstyle, his first movement in for a fight. He's going to get avalanche tossed. artstyle very, very low. That last attack is just going to be enough from Hanskin to reach it with the Timber Chain. Hanskin, the aggro now coming out from the Ancients. A little bit of trouble for him. SoNNeikO also dropping down low with that toss forward. Then he actually body blocks SoNNeikO unwillingly. So it ends up being a 2-for-1 trade-off.
Like, that's all that matters in a situation like that.
Yeah, Dendi's still not having boots, and obviously pre-level 6, you're not really impactful.
Swindle's dead.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. With the control as well, maybe it isn't enough damage. Swindle's making his way back to town, but artstyle and ditya-ra putting their bodies on the line. Another crush available, and the damage Swindle's down to 32-20, back but to the tower. But it's still not enough. That control from Na'Vi is just so good. Magic Missile's going to stun him up here. Dendy right behind him, but Lim tossing him back. Doesn't really give a good Timber Chain option. And that means Dendy cannot inflict the last point of damage. And even with the help of Z-Freak, SoNNeikO dropping down very, very low with the toss as well. He can't Icarus dive away. And Limp able to claim himself another.
We saw that, did you see that build earlier from Timber Song? We maxed out Timber Chain.
Dendi. There's another avalanche toss. He can't chain up. He actually misses all the trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what we were talking about, is the tiny, just the burst damage potential that he has. He doesn't really care about the reactive armor. The rest of the lanes are going fine. They might pick up a kill on Chessie at bottom, though.
Yeah, Chessie's definitely dead. Thought he could challenge General, but turns out, he did. Your hero's there.
Technically, Z-Freak is able to pick it off, so he'll sacrifice himself. Fairy Fire expended. artstyle still is off cooldown, but Z-Freak makes it to the Fog of War, away from artstyle, away from the Beastmaster Boar. The Boar's actually allowing him to dive in with the Wave of Terror. They got a little bit of vision
nice
and the stun, but it's not enough damage. He goes down to 11, and now Limp looking for a kill. He's chasing up after artstyle. SoNNeikO's going to turn on the Sun Ray. He'll find himself a kill, and then straight TP out.
All 4 of your spells have utility, and you have to know that going into this game. Whenever you give up a hero like Phoenix, that's what you're walking into.
Funny how, like, Toma... Oh, Chessie.
Yeah, they're going to roar him. Was in the middle of rage. artstyle's able to get the stun.
Oh,
and it's actually Axis at level 1. It's a last point.
To be nearby the Roshan pit, they could try with Ravage, but they're not even close, so it's kind of pointless. So instead, looks like they're going to go for the smoke and wrap up the top lane, see if they can catch Na'Vi. As
Invis, he has that Blink Dagger, and more importantly, the Slardar is no longer there.
And General's also already quite low, so Avalanche Toss, a 4-4 combo, enough to instantly pop the Beastmaster.
That's a huge kill.
Quick TP to the tier 1 tower, joins up with the rest of his team, starts beating into that tier 1. Where are you going to come in? Limp at least has a small surprise sitting inside of him. That's going to be the live stealer. They look over to ditya-ra with a Blink Avalanche toss. It goes on to artstyle. He'll get his stun off. SoNNeikO couldn't keep him alive long enough. And now with Icarus dive into the Nova, you burn the Aegis Immortal over on the Slardar, but it's complexity of enough to keep fighting. With a toss-up Z-Freak, it only really hits the creep wave with the Necro Box, who keep the chase going. But as General, up near the ancient area, being battling up against 3, there's no one to really help out here. The tier 1 tower is still taken. Chessie will take out, they look for an opening, but they don't have vision. With Hanskin's Observer Ward, they see Dendi moving to the tier 1 tower. The Radiant scans to come up with anything, and now, well, they find artstyle. And artstyle, okay, it's like General was sitting there waiting for him to swap.
Spread out is that compLexity go for a 5-man smoke like that. They get a hero making it 4 versus 5, but they can't immediately challenge further because they have to deal with the split push.
That's a long jump in going running Swindles. Nice. That Ravage going to hit perfectly with the Chain Frost. Hanskin just trying to ensure there's enough damage. Swindles now. The Dire Observer Ward makes sure they know exactly where Swindles is, farming up the camp, and he's completely unaware of this. So they jump in, amplification, and they come in force, even committing the roar to ensure this Tidehunter goes down.
Yeah, that's just sort of like mass rotation. The Ravage is going to be back up for compLexity at that time, so now it's Cole's turn. Like, the ball is in at their court, and less.
Goodbye, SoNNeikO.
That damage is absurd, especially with that. Wherever he goes, the rest of your team kind of has to follow, or at least has to follow his lead. So I think compLexity, you smoke into where you have vision. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit too late, but I still think this might be a fight that they...
Well, it's going to be ditya-ra.
Goodbye, Z-Freak.
Can ditya-ra actually chase him down the hallway? Z-Freak makes a break for the trees. ditya-ra, okay, he's going to get the crush. Yeah. The Sun Ray's coming in as well, so Z-Freak did his job.
Yeah, he knows it. He's like, my life for the tier 2.
He actually managed to pick up his Blink Dagger just before he died too, so there was no money lost for a Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, it's actually.
She still has more net worth than the VS, but Huntskin gonna lose out a little bit here with a timber chain forward. The list just gets disintegrated. Limp's BKB will protect him for now, but artstyle's still here. Remember, they can swap him back if they want to, which is exactly what they do. Now looking over to Limp, artstyle, where's that stun? Chesty raised up. He's got no real target to go for, so he just throws it at Swindle. When the jump comes in, General's right there again with the timber chain forward. Swindles and Chesty being controlled up. ditya-ra looking for any kind of bash amplification. They need more damage to come. They've already taken 3 heroes. Swindles, they're splitting up their targets. Now Na'Vi, ditya-ra's gonna be moved over. The Blink's available, but there's no mana for a crush, so he just amplifies, blinks forward, and allows Dendi to do the work underneath the tier 3 tower.
Just a 4-staff. You need the full Blink surprise initiation.
Yeah, I think Cole are just kind of tired of this right now.
Na'Vi's ready to fight. compLexity, Swindles is on the front line. artstyle, he swaps Chesty under the tier 1 tower. The Ravager blowout hitting heavily on the floor with the Limp tossing as well. And almost the VS and let it go. Deepring all over Na'Vi. The crush will be there. ditya-ra will finally take care of it. But Dendi still alive and kicking with that chakram. Is making it to get away the pain. ditya-ra, the crush is available. He needs to get it down. He can't do it. Unbelievable. But now he actually has to retreat back to the tier 2 tower. The chakram will, and now they see where he went. They caught a glimpse of artstyle for a moment. And General hawks up, makes a break for the trees, but he's blinked off cooldown. General again stops moving. And this means that Limp will at least find the kill. He'll trigger up the Necro books, but that just becomes money for He is forcing it in. Up on top lane, you got ditya-ra and SoNNeikO, who are reaching the tier 2 tower. So even if Roshan was up, which he's not for 30 more seconds, like, you're not going to get an opening. And Swindles is currently dying to Sunray.
Oh, but they might have Dendi here. The freezing field gets dropped. They force out that suicide.
This is just
Like the tower is Timber Saw. It's just not something you do. You burst down the waves, but you don't do the dirty work yourself.
Oh, speaking of dirty work, it's going to be trouble for SoNNeikO.
okay. You should go for the Roshan right now for compLexity. That's your best Rosh here.
The opposite of what Dire side do when they push out top. You, as the Radiant side, try and push mid in, and you cut the enemy team off from their base.
SoNNeikO
Back.
Down for a minute, but he does have buyback available. The TP's coming in from Na'Vi. They need to defend their base with an Aghanim Scepter on Limp. It won't take long for compLexity to rip through this tier 3 tower, but where's your initiation? General jumping forward. He's got Raw, but they want to go on Limp. The BKB triggers, however. ditya-ra goes to the front to get the back to it. The Ravage will pop off, but when the shark comes down, then he's done enough damage. Zebra's going to let that ultimate go, but ditya-ra, the physical damage is too much. They'll Icarus side forward, fighting Huntskin over the tree line. Again, this damage is just so brutal. The Infest into the Dark Troll Summoner. That won't live for long, but Chesty tries to trap on ditya-ra. The bash is there. He can't actually TP himself out. It was the only thing that would have stopped him. And it's a team wipe in favor of Na'Vi. A triple kill for Dendi.
Real lumberjack.
So much damage. He'll do lumber, not stone.
compLexity are getting close to the point where even they can buy back, but it's such a short cooldown that you're just going to lose the Rax anyways.
Yeah.
Save it, but this is going to be Na'Vi just back up and go for the Roshan instead.
And Na'Vi also switching the racks. They started on the move to the melee after starting on the range racks. And so do they get out?
Force Na'Vi back inside of their own base. Then you have some control of the Roshan pit. What did they do wrong?
I think it's just hard for them to take a fight around that Roshan area. So what they're trying to do is just force some damage and hope that your Tiny doesn't just get bursted like that.
Can you actually do that though? Like, because you've still got a double roar coming out from the Beastmaster. So all these are mutant targets. Hello, top laning. Goodbye with the suicide.
And he's like, bye.
Just swap, he goes on Limp, but Limp very quick over on the blink. Able to get himself back inside. The balls the Radiant base. Swindles jumps out, gets the Ravage on General and artstyle dropping down low. ditya-ra to get the stuns, keeping Chesty away, but not for long. He's able to bring down the captain of Na'Vi, and now Swindles still low. The Sunray's kicking out after SoNNeikO already stuns up with a supernova, but Dendi comes back into the fight, gets himself a double kill. Limp fighting strong, but you got Aegis Immortal plus cheese. Aegis gonna burn. She's still available for Dendi, but he keeps being stunned up. He may not give up, but he gets it off. Then with the chakra, the double on Limp with a crush of ditya-ra and a triple kill for Dendi. Chesty gonna try and man fight through all of this. ditya-ra's ready to go again. 3 seconds till blink seconds back off cooldown. The double chakrams fall, but they buy back on the tiny Chesty. So Dendi goes down. The whirling death is there from Dendi. An ultra kill for him. He's staring down Zeefring. The chakram, the second one's able to reach. The first one, however, does not, so there's not enough damage to kill off that Crystal Maiden. And Na'Vi will retreat for now.
Yeah. You saw how crucial the last Aegis was.
They may have had an opening. ditya-ra's moving down. Swindles forced up in 1 second. Amplifications up. Swindles turns, gets hit. Back down in a world of hurt. He lets the Ravage go, but he's already dropping down low. artstyle. The Nova is here as well, and Swindles caught the wrong side of the tracks. They're going to toss ditya-ra back over just to help them kill off Swindles.
Bye-bye, Swindles.
Extra bash. So it's a 1-for-1 trade-off, but you blew your round.
I think you just go for it now.
Navi just expertly suffocated compLexity into a fight like that. It was just inevitable that compLexity were gonna get into a situation where
Kind of do a lot of damage.
See, this is the true 3 position of compLexity.
Alright, here we go.
Now they jump in. The Children, can they do it? There goes the ultimate. And Dendi, well, he's going to get roared up, acting out. Well, he's going to timber chain himself out. Chesty is locked in with ditya-ra. Limp looking to do the damage, but ditya-ra can finally open up, tossed out and outside of the base. So it's still only Swindles that's dead, but Dendi's entering in. Chesty has to armor toggle Dendi in a little bit too deep now. Can't find him perfect chain out, but artstyle's dropping in the swap, the real carry. Z-Freak right underneath Navi. He'll get timber chained to death. And they just beat through the base.
Aghanim Scepter dropped here.
Yeah, where the hell is that? What is he talking about? Either way, it's gonna be in they go. Shiva's guard up, try and stop this chase down. The crush will be there on Limp. The Force are flying into space as ditya-ra also getting stunned up, but it's not enough. That's 100 seconds without your Tiny, and Navi's going for the GG push. The tier 4 towers are the ones that are exposed. Or do they actually finish it up properly? They're gonna go in for Megas and wait for compLexity to come out and try and fight the double chakra spawn. Chesty battling against ditya-ra, but the Nova is down. Swindles can't take care of that one. General still trying to body block and keep them in range of the supernova. It's not going to happen. The swap's there. artstyle sacrificing himself to make it work. With the sunray, Swindles is burning at the moment as a Tide Hunter is a fish out of water.
There is no escape.
Locked inside the
Conceptor.
Maybe now SoNNeikO can survive. No, he cannot.
Douse that Firebird.
He's going to go to easy. Well, I say that. General's now here with an Aghanim Scepter. We're ready to go for the roar. The implications on Chesty and Dendi. He's already made the full life. There's the roar on Chesty. The double shark drums. The Lynch only going to bounce around Chesty. He's going to toggle. Going to leech the life. ditya-ra still trying to man fight this. He gets a stun on Chesty, but is it going to be enough? No, it's not. ditya-ra's actually going to go down. Now General, isolated by Z-Freak. They're going to lose the Beastmaster as well. Navi, they got 4 heroes on the sideline.
Very much. They still have the buyback available on a lot of their heroes.
Navi's coming to the pit, but they're way too late. Roshan already belongs to compLexity. They got cheese on the ground, they give it to Swindles. He drops his TP scroll as they find an opening as Chesty moving forward. And Dendi just trying to chain himself away to swap. Wow, that pulls Chesty in deep. The rage gonna wear off. They're moving over. Where's that roar from General? There it is with the Necrobooks. Chesty would have a lot of mana to work with, and in fact, no life. 88 seconds on the sideline. Vivac Marvel Hanskin locked down by that Nova. And in fact, SoNNeikO will come back to finish the job. He actually blazed him down. He bought it and killed him instantly. Style points here, and Swindles, oh, he's in trouble too. It looks like compLexity, they're losing everything. They're trying to buy it back, but money won't buy you love right now. Navi take game number 1 of this best of 3 series, and compLexity, they had the easier part. Navi had to fight hard this morning, and now they're having to fight deep into the night here in Frankfurt. But they still take game 1 in 51 minutes.
Yeah, just 1 game away now for Navi to make it into the playoffs here for Sunday. Exciting stuff. I really like the way they played this, particularly the latter half. Like, it was really slow the last 10 minutes of the game, but you just saw that Navi knew what they were doing. They executed like really good discipline where they're just like, okay, just suffocate compLexity out. Let's not get too YOLO. Let's not dive the bait.